Hey everybody, it's Dr. Steve Tullius here. It is 10 p.m. on Wednesday night, and I'm here in my office. You might be wondering, what the heck are you doing here, Dr. Steve? You're up too late at the office. I wasn't here all day. I didn't work in the morning, but I consider what I was doing tonight equally as important as what I do during the day when I'm actually checking and adjusting people. I was here sharing. I was sharing information. I was sharing education, information that people have often never heard, and unfortunately often comes too late. And so I'm here tonight, still here in the office. I just did another Facebook Live and another chiropractic group because I wanted to share what I was talking about. I do these talks on neurodevelopmental disorders because I know that parents are struggling out there. Trust me, I know. I have a child with neurodevelopmental challenges myself, and I understand how incredibly challenging it is, how hard it is to see your child suffer physically, mentally, emotionally, behaviorally. I understand how hard it is to find time for yourself. I understand how much of a strain it puts on your marriage. I understand all those things. I understand that it makes you sad. I understand it makes you depressed. I understand it makes you frustrated. I understand all these things because I've felt them all myself, and I'm here tonight still talking to all those who couldn't make it because there's a message out there that the public has just completely missed. I had a woman this week, last week she came in. She brought her daughter from San Jose. Her daughter lives in a group home up in San Jose, and she brought her daughter down here to get checked here in the office. And she started to sob this week. She started to sob, and she started to cry because she began to understand and realize that her child had likely been subluxated from birth, had a vertebral subluxation, which is a misalignment of the spine, which happens most commonly in the upper neck, and that this subluxation had never been addressed, had never been corrected, and that it caused significant negative impact physically, developmentally, emotionally, and transformed her health and her future, and continues to, and in a way that can never be fully corrected. And so she started to cry, and I started to shed a tear as well because I feel that pain, and I feel that pain constantly, because I understand that as a profession we have not yet gotten this message out there to the public. I believe it's about 20 years before it finally hits the masses. But here's what I also heard tonight. After I shared this presentation, and I don't just only share on chiropractic. I share that these neurodevelopmental disorders are also connected to the gut and the brain and the toxicity in our environment. It's not fair that we have to live in a world where now the environment, what we've done to the environment, is now massively harming our children. Okay, it's not fair that there's corporations that profit, over our sickness, and keeping us sick, and not truly wanting us to be well. None of that's fair. Yet there's still hope, and there's potential for so many individuals that are being impacted by this. And that's why I'm still here right now. And I see a couple of you. I see Kat Sarah is watching. I see a couple of you others are watching. And I'm hoping that you will share this with those that need to hear this message. This woman asked me tonight too. She's, why aren't all babies getting checked, soon after birth? Because I shared the statistics of birth trauma and how common it is that birth trauma actually occurs. And here's the thing, 10% usually has more severe trauma, okay, and it's more noticeable. So they have torticollis, they have these misalignments that, and these imbalances that are more noticeable. So I often say that those are the ones who are the lucky ones, because the other ones, then there's a lot of them that's not noticeable, okay, because they can't tell you that they have a misalignment in their neck, although they do. They tell you through massive colic. They're inconsolable. They can't regulate themselves. They're not digesting food. They're spitting up constantly. They're not breastfeeding. They're they have a failure to thrive. These are all signs of a nervous system that's in a state of stress, that there's been birth trauma, and that it's being perpetuated, and it could be corrected and addressed by gentle, specific chiropractic adjustments, which are very gentle and very safe for children. And this woman asked me, why don't we know this? Why hasn't anyone, why aren't the children getting checked? And so I said there's two reasons. One, partly because chiropractic has been violently opposed since its inception. During the course of chiropractic's history, 124 years, in the early years, chiropractic was violently attacked. Over 700 chiropractors went to jail so that I could be here at 10 o'clock at night sharing this message. And I consider it my moral obligation to those individuals who went to jail, and my moral obligation to all of you, those of you who are fans of my page, but all of those people out there who've never even heard me or seen me. And this has nothing to do with me. This is everything to do about you and your child and your family and your future and the future and health and prosperity of this planet. And so that's one reason. The chiropractic's been violently opposed. And even still, because there is not money in helping people staying well. There's a lot of money in helping people stay sick. And those who have the biggest interest in keeping people sick often will attack those things that help people get well. And chiropractic has been helping people get well since 1895. And so the second reason, unfortunately, has to do with my own profession. My own profession is very conflicted and in turmoil. There's divisions of schools of thought and philosophy and approach. Many of you have probably been to chiropractors who haven't even talked to you about vertebral subluxation. They probably have never even mentioned the word. They might not even do nervous system scans in their office or other objective neurological findings, and they've taught you, because it's an easy sell to teach you that chiropractic is about pain and pain relief. But it couldn't be further from the truth. Chiropractic is not about pain, it's about the brain. Chiropractic, what I shared tonight in this presentation was the studies on how chiropractic is shown scientifically through research to affect the brain, to improve and increase function in the prefrontal cortex, to decrease or to improve flow of cerebrospinal fluid and blood flow to the brain. Okay, this is part of why we see individuals with seizures whose seizures go away. I had a child, Liam, who was having 60 seizures a day. He was 5 years old, or maybe younger, maybe 3 or 4 at the time when he first came to me, having 60 seizures a day. And within 4 weeks was seizure free. Okay, the only thing we did was start adjusting his spine, removing interference from his nervous system. The very system that we rely upon for everything. Our whole experience is controlled and orchestrated by our nervous system. Our whole ability to hear me now and watch this video, to tap on the like buttons and heart buttons, that's all controlled by your nervous system. Your brain just sent a message. You had this thought. You said, hey, I want to like this. I want to share this. And then your finger went and did it, right? All through your nervous system. Yet this is the most neglected system in healthcare. Right? We have our heart checked, we have our blood pressure checked, we have our lungs checked, we have our cholesterol checked, we have all these different things checked. But guys, your nervous system is the master system. It's the recipe that orchestrates all the other ingredients for health. The ingredients for health being, sleep, exercise, good nutrition, water, sunshine, all those things. Those are the ingredients. Your nervous system is the recipe that orchestrates all those ingredients, puts them in the right order, makes sure that all the cells, organs, systems are working in perfect harmony. So I want to know what you think. Do you think that we are designed to be healthy or sick? It's really simple. This is how I start every talk. What do you believe? See, chiropractors were labeled as quacks because we had this wild belief system that you were actually designed to be healthy and not sick, that you were designed to be happy and not sad, that there's this amazing intelligence inside your body that knows how to heal a cut and mend a broken bone and do all those amazing things, and that we don't even have to think about it, that it all works for you at all times. Okay, and so chiropractic was labeled and branded as a cult and all these things because we had this new idea, this crazy idea of how to get well by removing nervous system interference. And that's what chiropractic is. We do it through gentle, specific adjustments of the spine. So who do you know that needs to hear this message? Because guys, I know that there's a lot of you out there. And how do I know this? Because I know the stats. 54% of our kids are sick. Okay, one of the latest studies on this looked at the stats in our country, and 54% of our children are not well. 32 million children have one of 20 chronic health conditions. Okay, this is wild. ADHD, autism, anxiety. 39% of adolescents have anxiety disorder. Okay, there's something wrong with this picture, guys. We need to start to ask the tough questions, and we need to challenge the current system and trust that you know what you have, that you know that you have what it takes to help your family, to help them get well, that your grandmother had the recipes to help you get well, and that we don't have to rely upon those people that we think know more than us to dictate our health and our health care. That, the biggest challenge, or the biggest error that we've given is giving other people the right to oversee our own health and our health of care of our family. And so, you guys, I believe in you. I believe your bodies have the power to heal anything. Okay? And so I hope you'll share this tonight. This message needs to get out there. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you that like, comment, and share our videos. We're on a massive mission this year here in San Diego. Dr. Dulce and myself, we're going to be adding another doctor soon. We're on a massive mission to change our community and to reach out to the global community. I was talking with another doctor in Mexico today in efforts to start a practice in Mexico, because the thing is, this message, this service needs to become part of the mainstream. Because if it does, and if it could, it would massively transform the health and well-being of this planet. And so thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you watching, and I can't wait to chat with you next time. Take care. Bye.